Jackie Kashian, Laurie Kilmartin.
Laurie.
Oh, here we go. It's late on a Monday night and we're all tired.
Oh my gosh. I had an exciting... I didn't lose my temper once, so I would like a small parade.
I have been waiting for this. There have been hints. I saw your tweets, and I know I want a minute-by-minute breakdown of all 540 minutes you spent.
Oh my gosh. So I go to do Spokane, right?
Right.
This week, by the way, please come and see me in Royal Oak, Michigan. I talked to a guy from the club today, and he was like, Kathleen Madigan sold it out every week for years. And I was like, yes, she's a delight. And then she went on to do theaters. I don't know what I can do for you, brother. But
why are they telling you what she did?
Oh, because we're Midwestern of an age.
You have the same accent. Do you want to do our dates real quick before we get to stories?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
all right, go, Jackie.
So this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm in outside Detroit at Royal Oak. At the Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, and that will be that'll be great. That's 5 shows there, and then I'm just gonna go stare at my dad for a couple of days, and then weekend after that, I'm doing Scottsdale and Tucson with Maria. I think the 28th and the 1st of March, and then I think then it's another. It's another run with Maria the week after that at Boston, New Hampshire, Connecticut, New York, Massachusetts run. And then after that, I'm doing the Cannon Beach Comedy Festival in Oregon, which is a 2-hour drive from Portland.
What's it called?
At the ocean. Cannon Beach? Cannon? Like a cannonball?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm doing Nashville, Tennessee, and Georgia with Maria the week after in March.
Yeah.
And then we're going to bury Andy's mama. And then I'm going to Columbus, Ohio with Maria. And then I myself will be doing, this is April, Throckmorton on the 8th, the 10th, 11th, and 12th in no particular order. Feel free to go to JackieKashian.com. Hayward, Petaluma, and Sacramento. And then the week after that is Moon Tower. And then there's a Colorado run that weirdly enough ends in Missouri.
Okay.
That's April. There you go. What do you got?
So my April, I just was looking at my calendar. I realized one of the gigs I hadn't posted yet. It's saved. Lexington, Kentucky, April 3rd through the 5th at the Comedy Off Broadway. First time there. April 11th, I will be in Findlay, Ohio at the Donnell Theater. We're doing a charity event I'm working with Al Lubell and Sean Eli. And then the following night, Saturday, April 12th, I am doing one show only in Columbus, Ohio at #Comedy Club. It's a 60-seater. I hope I can fill that. I'm sure I can. But if you want to go, get tickets now, please. And let's do this. It'll be like a 7 p.m. show in a tiny theater. Guys, this is the best way to see me. And I will be with Jacqueline at Moon Tower, April 16th through the 19th. And then in March, I will be in New York, the 6th through the 16th. So those are just some upcoming dates.
Nice. When are you going to go see Captain America?
Oh, you know what? I closed that browser window, so I don't have that in my calendar, but I'm sure I'm going to get to it immediately. Now, Jackie, I need to hear about your hell weekend.
Oh my gosh. I have a bit of the travel crud. It's a charming term that I use when I'm exhausted and I can't breathe when I come home off the air. Okay, so here's what happened. Last Wednesday, I drive... first of all, I think Brea is Irvine, and so I drive in the wrong direction.
No!
I've only lived in Los Angeles for 27 years.
Oh, my God. How
I know.
far did you go up before you realized?
Well, I went to Santa Monica to meet Sheila Ratner to do some writing, do some joke machine.
Oh, okay.
And because I thought that Brea was Irvine, and then I spent 2.5 hours driving to Brea. at 5:00
Where is
on
Brea,
Wednesday.
by the way? I've never worked
It's Anaheim. It's
there. Okay, well,
by
so it's
Disneyland.
down there. It's down. You weren't like
It's
on your
down.
way to Bakersfield.
Right, but at 5 p.m. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
awful.
true. It was down. And then Maria and I did Brea. It was actually quite fun.
Mhm.
And then the next day is Thursday. I'm flying to Spokane, Washington. I'm actually doing an Indian casino where, by the way, the hotel art, I did not know. What I know about Indians, Indian casinos, and the Native American people of this country, could fit in a very small book.
Mhm.
I know a little bit more than I think a lot of people, but not anything. And so I did not know that there was a written language for several tribes that is used in the Pacific Northwest called Salish, I believe.
Oh,
And it was in the hotel art. And this was one of the prettiest casinos. Really, really, actually quite well done. Very pretty.
Spokane's pretty, isn't it?
Spokane's all right.
It's got that little river running through it. I mean,
yeah, and it was snowy and Christmassy
Yeah.
looking and wintry.
Yeah.
So we do that. So that room is, I'm just going to tell you the order it came, because what that room is a room that reminded me of the fanciest Best Western gig of 1995, because the bar is in the middle of the room.
Okay.
You know that kind of room where where the audience is split up.
Yes. Right. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
And it is also, it used to be a club in the 80s when it was built. So, or the 90s. It actually looked like it was just refurbed, because there were 40 chandeliers above the vaulted ceiling, which I had to ask them to turn them all off. All of them.
Oh my God.
There's plenty of light.
A music venue that they did not try to renovate for even a second.
No, they didn't. And they've only been doing it a couple of months. And get this, Kathleen Madigan was just there, and they told me that I had the best numbers. And I was like, well, I don't understand how that works.
Interesting.
Right.
Interesting.
And,
well, let them know at the Comedy Castle.
Exactly. And then, but so this how do I know it was a club? Because the wallpaper was all pine trees, but worked in, there was a drawing of Tupac.
Okay.
Tupac.
Sure.
And then right across on the other side of the booth.
He's very popular.
He is very popular. I love his music. Things are happening. It's very, whatever. And then, but across from that, a bottle of Dom Perignon is drawn.
Okay.
So we know that it was a dance club at one point.
Sure.
And the ceilings are vaulted. The woman who went up before me was actually pretty funny. She had done stand up, and then she had gotten cancer and stopped. And so she was just back. This was her first. She had a very funny premise about the Cybertruck swastika thing, and that was good. And it sort of broke the ice of talking about anything that was going on in the world.
Yeah.
So that was Thursday night.
I'm with
you.
Friday.
I'm going a day early to Cincinnati because I have 2 shows at Bombs Away Comedy Club, which is we'll get to it, but it was a quality. I had a great time, just so you know.
Okay.
And it was wonderful. But so the morning flight out of Spokane was delayed an hour, a little over an hour. So I missed my connecting flight in the Seattle to Cincinnati, supposed to go. So at 11:30 in the morning, I'm supposed to be on an airplane from Seattle to Cincinnati.
I understand.
I get there 11:35, me and 3 other people.
You missed your connecting by 5 minutes?
Yes.
Oh.
So brutal.
Oh.
So they're like,
well, luckily there's flights all day to Cincinnati, Jackie.
I don't understand how Cincinnati is so hard to get to. So the next flight to Cincinnati is 8 hours. Is at 8:00 at night. Wait, 9 hours. Yeah.
No.
8:00, and I have to go through Vegas.
No, it's not even to Cincinnati.
No. And then the Vegas one is a red eye.
Oh, So
Yeah.
Vegas to Cincinnati's a red eye.
Yep.
And so you're
And-
spending all day in the Seattle airport.
Right.
Mm.
I played a lot of video games. And then didn't get anything done. Could have written this a small novella. Could have really put it to work, but didn't.
But
but
you were in the Sky Club. Now, please
I
tell me
was
what
in
it's
the
like
Sky
to be in a
Club.
Sky Club for 9 hours.
Well, it turns out the Seattle Sky Club has one of the most comfortable desk chair setups of a Sky Club that I've seen. Sort of a leathery, pleathery, squashy one, but with a swing desk.
Nice.
And high all around. So, like, the guy next to me was sacked out for like 40 minutes. And so I could have slept, but I wasn't really tired. I wasn't tired until I was exhausted. So at 8 o'clock, I get on the flight in Seattle, and we're sitting on the tarmac for 40 minutes.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, no, I can't miss my connection.
Oh, my God. No,
in Vegas,
you can't be overnight in Vegas. Oh, my God.
So I from the airplane, I call the Delta line.
Right.
Because I'm Diamond.
You're Diamond.
And,
this is unacceptable. I'm furious for you. They should have put you on another airline, is what they should have done.
She looked into it. She said that there was and she could have been, it could have not been true, but I don't know. So she's like, if you miss this flight, because that one was leaving at 11:15
p.m. out of Vegas.
p.m. out of Vegas, and I was supposed to land at 10:45, and now I'm supposedly a half an hour late for this flight, which is 11:15. So I call and I'm like, what happens? What's the next flight? She said, there is another flight to Cincinnati at 11:40. You have to fly to Atlanta.
No! What? Oh my God! No! No!
I know. And I was like, what? This is a lot. And so I get there. Luckily, I make the 11:15 because it's right across the hall.
Okay.
And get this though, she was like, all there are main center seats. And I said, of course there are. Of course. Everyone who's ever wanted to go to Cincinnati can only go now. So there's no other way.
This is no way to treat a diamond. I'm sorry. Ridiculous. And their planes are upside down in Canada. What on earth, Delta?
What? Oh, I don't know what that means. Hold that thought.
Right,
I get there 6 a.m. Wayne, the guy who runs the club, is like, I will pick you up. And so I land at 6 and I text him. I'm like, no, roll over, man. I will take a lift to the Hampton Inn. Just pick me up for the club. And he said he was going to reimburse me for that. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. It was so I go. It's snow sleeting, and so I go to the wrong place. I've never been to Cincinnati before, so I go to the wrong place to get a lift. And then I cancel. I talked to the guy and he's like, you got to go to the other side. And he didn't tell me what that meant. So I canceled and I went back in and I asked, and he just meant the other, like a different, whatever. I didn't have to go that far. So it was still him when I ordered it again. And so,
oh my God, Jackie.
By now, so he's more irritable.
Right.
He's more irritable than I am. Mm-hmm. And I have not slept in 24 hours. So I was like, God. So he goes, it's still me. and this sort of like kind of a New Yorky kind of thing, which I know Cincinnati is not. Yeah. And I was like, no, I know it's okay. We're doing it. It's happening. It's fine. And so I get in the car and he's like, so what is this? The first time you've been to Cincinnati?
Oh my God. What the fuck?
I know. And I said, yes. And he goes, well, what are you doing here? In that tone of voice. And I said, work. And before he could ask me, and then I would have had to have lied and told him I was a line cook at Applebee's.
Yeah.
I said, you live here. Does anyone vacation here? And he said, no. And then he said nothing for the next 23 minutes. And here's the thing. I know that people do vacation in Cincinnati because if you are from rural Ohio and you and your partner want to get away for a weekend, they have a nice zoo, they have museums, they have music, you can go out to dinner.
You think rural people want to go to the zoo? Jackie, they're surrounded by animals. They don't want to go to a zoo full of animals.
Rhinoceros. Anyway, so I sleep most of the day. I'm having some sort of aging problem with my hip, and so I can't get to sleep. And so it's now the first show is at 7:30.
Right.
I get to the show. I lean. The entire show is me just leaning on the wall,
Right.
trying to save every energy for the timing.
Gotcha.
And that show went really well. Really, really happy, really fun. Second show, I'm even more tired.
Of course.
Leaning. But they were tighter. The second show was tighter than the first, which was weird. That's not usual in a second show Saturday in this case. And the club itself is like, because I've never worked bananas. This room, go bananas. This room seats probably 60 people.
Okay.
And I sold out both shows.
Cool.
Which is nice. And
which come home with? You want to type that in?
I could type that in. Yeah, because it was studio chat, live stream chat. It's all very exciting. So this was sadly they don't have a lot of money. So
okay.
That was the total. So I probably came home with this for one night.
Okay.
Yeah. And so and he's such a good guy, this guy Wayne. Yeah. So he's a really good guy. The comics that came and hung out were awesome.
Cool.
Some Kill Tony guy was not at, I don't think he might have been at Go Bananas. But and then there's another room that seats about 110 that's a church that they've also opened up.
Is that the Commonwealth or
maybe? That sounds vaguely familiar. But so second show, I'm selling merch, and people brought trinkets. I gotta find remember the woman who made cookies of our faces?
Yes.
She came to the show.
Nice.
And she made ornaments that say "kills like a guy" with a mic and the knife.
Cool. I saw the picture. Yeah.
Yeah. And then somebody else brought chocolates and a baseball hat for me.
Nice.
So very sweet. And but as people were leaving, because where Bombs Away is a dive bar. It's literally a bar that looks like a place that my mother used to shoot pool at when I was about 4 years old.
Oh my God.
So it was not. But the food was pretty good actually, so one woman leaving the show said, it was good. It was a little too political. And I said, yeah, I don't want to be political either, but I'm alive. So I don't know how to talk just about driving and my mother-in-law.
Right.
So those are two big chunks.
She told you that it wasn't, you didn't overhear that. She told you that to your face.
Right to my face. I was like, okay, all right. It's fine. I don't know if bands get this, right?
No.
They probably don't sell their own merch. But
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
So the next day I blessedly, my flight's at 11. It of course has a 2-hour layover in Minneapolis. Because nothing goes to Cincinnati or from it.
Oh my God.
And so that I live anyway. So we're flying and we're sitting on the tarmac because there's weather. There's some terrible weather happening. So I'm sitting on the tarmac and I'm like, am I going to miss this? And I said, oh, it doesn't matter anymore. There's nothing to do. You're just going home. And so I landed at, so we have this new thing where Andy, he's not psyched to come to LAX at 4:30 on a Sunday anymore. And he's decided 20 years
do you
in.
Think that's a new thing, Jackie?
I think maybe it built up a little Chinese water torture, but we live a mile and a half from the Van Nuys Flyaway.
Right.
So and the Van Nuys Flyaway did this thing where every 2 years it would change how you would pay for it. They were trying to figure it out, and they kept raising the price. By the way, a one-way ride to LAX from Van Nuys, $9.75.
Yeah, I know, Jackie. I know.
It's amazing.
Not only have you bragged about it on this podcast, but I'm aware as a flyer.
So, that's right, because I used it last week.
Yes.
That's right. And so I used the app again, and it worked. This is the greatest. You walk out of baggage claim, there's the flyaway. It comes every 20 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes late. You don't have to wait more than another 20 minutes.
It's okay. It's not the greatest. It's
No.
not better than Burbank Airport, which
No,
is
Burbank is great. I still don't want to take the flyaway to LAX. I'm sure that'll be next. But you can't tell. But that is the story of my weekend and the work. And I also did a bunch of really good work on the set.
I'm glad to hear it. Let's see. Friday, I had a show in Saratoga. Saratoga it's in the South Bay. It's in Northern California, South Bay. It's a little south of San Jose, Roosters and stuff. And it's got a Mill Valley feel. It's very wealthy. It's old internet money. This is like
feel free to type that in the chat.
This is floppy disk money. This is CompuServe. This is AOL. This is GeoCities, whatever, GeoCities. It's old internet money. Okay. These people made their money and they're done. They probably have some Amazon shares because they knew Jeff when he started. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, right. If you could type an amount, that'd be great.
Amount of what?
Like what you made for that gig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not that great.
No. Well, the implication was that you were being paid in gold bullion.
No. I'm just telling you that I'm telling you what the audience was. Yeah. I can't figure out the chat. I'll just text it to you. It was fine. So it's in the Montava Arts Center, which is like up a very windy hill. It's hard to drive to. It's scary. And on all day, I have to work all day. So I got up really early on Friday morning and flew to San Jose, rented a car, and was on a Zoom for 7 hours. Okay. And then had to log off. Jackie, if you're busy, I paid attention to your story.
No, I'm literally and I'm just trying to figure out where that is again. I'm so sorry. I was looking at a map. I'm in.
Well, to our listeners, I don't even know who I'm doing this podcast with anymore, but I know that there are people listening.
Yes.
So, no, Jackie, don't interrupt me. You don't exist. I am talking to the listener, the silent listener who's listening in the car. Even though I told her where it was. I said it's south of San Jose, and instead of listening to the story, she's
Did you miss the Brea Irvine miss? Did you miss the Brea Irvine mix-up earlier?
You're not driving to Saratoga right now. You're listening to a story on a podcast.
Okay, let's hear it.
Oh, I don't know who
You're
said
talking
that to
the
me.
Listener.
A ghost talked to me. A ghost is haunting me right now. So, very wealthy. Everyone is so I'm on a Zoom for 7 hours and I'm just in a sitting position. And it's no fun to work on Zoom. It's way more fun to be in the room. Yep. And so it's kind of like a annoying, like half satisfying situation. And then get to the show. Kay Chang is emceeing. Julissa Robinson is featuring. They both kill. They're great. There's an intermission. They bring me up. And the audience is really fun. They're really, they're hot. They're fun. And they're popping. And they're fun to talk to. So I'm talking to one woman. And she's a single mom. right? I said, any single moms? And I said, how did you meet the guy you're with? She's with the guy 15 years, not married. And there's this silence. And I said software, because that was the answer everyone was giving me. That's how old this internet crowd was. They said software. They didn't say apps. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is early internet.
Right.
She goes, she didn't say anything, and I hear the male voice say, I circumcised her son. That's how they met, when he was circumcising her son. And
Wow.
the audience response, and I didn't say anything. I just sort of reacted physically with my face.
Right.
And I was like,
Right.
hold it. Because the audience kept, anything I would do with my face, they would laugh again. It was, I'm telling you, like 30 seconds of silence while they were laughing at me, just like
Mugging.
going over it on my face.
Yeah.
And then we started talking a little bit back and forth, and so there was more laughs and stuff, but it was insane.
Wow.
It was crazy. One of the
He-
longest laughs I've ever been a part of, and it was me not saying anything.
Well,
Wild.
there's no justice there. But he was performing the bris? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes. He was a moil.
Okay.
And she was married at the time. And then it came out that I was like, you're flirting at this kid's, I forget what it's called. It's not a bar mitzvah.
Bris?
Bris?
It's bris.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's bris. Sorry, gang. Raised Catholic. And
you came up with moil. Congratulations.
She came on to him at the bris.
What? No, she had just had a kid.
Yeah, that was a whole new wave of audience going, oh, like this was like one of the most shocking things half this crowd has ever heard in their lives, right? And I recorded it, and then the video looks like fucking hell, because I just set the camera up during the intermission, but I didn't have anyone to zoom in on, and so I just walked away. And I guess the person at the at the audio thing didn't look in. Well, not that it's not their job to, right? But so it's all fuzzy, but I still posted it.
Right, because the audio's okay. How's the audio?
Yeah, the audio's fine, and I captioned it and stuff like that.
You know what? And right, and just some sort of like Sasquatchy kind of moving around, like it doesn't Bigfoot. What I've learned because the Hero album there's no video of any of the bits, so I tried to I did an AI animation of it that was that I was judged pretty harshly on, and then. And then I took the rest of that same bit and then just mugged. And literally I was like, just made like puppets with my hands. And that got better numbers than the AI generated animation.
Crazy.
So, but that's, and then you had to fly back the next day?
Oh, so fly back the next day. And then that's Saturday night. And then I had a spot at the Comedy Store. That was fun.
Nice.
And then I popped over to the Hollywood Comedy on Melrose. Have you been there? It's like a little black box that Jang Summers has. I think I'm saying her name wrong. It's Chinese. Her name's she's Chinese, so her name's Chinese.
I feel like I've either been there once or I've heard you or people talk about it so much that that I just feel like I've been there.
It's a lot of produced shows, so Brian Wool, who was producing it, just texted me and said, I'm like, yeah, I have an early spot at the store, so I can run over. So that was cool. Yeah. And then, so today is Monday, working on the Oscars and stuff. And,
so cool.
And then tonight, a couple of us, hung out. We went to Conan's like working on jokes, and just getting up on stage. So tonight was his first night on stage with jokes, and it was so fun. It was really fun.
That's awesome.
And it's so fun to see, like, hear jokes you wrote being read and getting a laugh. It's such a different satisfaction, but it's a really fun one. So that's why I was late. But so the next 13 days are just going to be crazy.
Right.
Because the Oscars are on the 2nd. So on Sunday the 2nd.
Wow.
So when this airs, it'll be 11 more days, I guess.
Okay. And I will say that that documentary I was talking about last week, the Grand Theft Auto one, that does not wish to be considered for the Oscars you're working on, but for the following year, for 2025.
Oh, it just came out.
So, because you had said that it was not nominated, and I was like, oh, that's too bad. I thought it was, but they're just looking to be considered, and so they have to play a certain number of times in this calendar
Yeah,
year.
in the
So that's
theater,
what's
yeah,
happening.
yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Wow.
And I've had a little bit of extra income in the last couple months, so I had William come in and fix broken things. He
good.
finished all the vents. We got all the vents covered, so embers can't go into the house next time there's a wildfire. And
Mhm.
just a lot of shit have been breaking, but I didn't have the money to fix it. And you know what? I hate living with broken stuff. It just that's when you just feel like you feel broke when you're. Oh, I can't use that. It's broken, right?
Right,
And
right.
whatever. So it was nice to get a few things fixed.
That's awesome. That sounds great. I landed at like 4:30. Andy was like, "People are coming over to play Marvel United at 7."
Oh no!
And I was
After
like,
that travel weekend, oh my
Yeah.
God!
We fought Galactus, and then today, it was like I recorded a Bugle podcast with Alice Frazier, and that was at 9 a.m, and then I did a Dork Forest at 1 p.m. with Guy Branum for Tuesday's episode, and then people came over to game at 4:00 again for several hours, and then tomorrow we were going to go see Captain America in the morning, but we're not gonna now, and I'm pretty psyched because people are coming over to game at like 3:00. We're gonna play Clank.
I don't know how you have all this activity at your house.
Right. I never knew what Andy was doing
when you were gone.
When I was gone, and so
and you've had made a horrible discovery. He has friends.
He has friends.
That's
it's
terrible
delightful.
to find out. What a betrayal.
Right. And so, so tomorrow I have to pack and repack my merch. And I've also, I've sold out of the Bees t-shirts already from the last time I ordered. So, I've ordered them again, and the name of the company is Quick Turn. And they don't have to lie to me. I just wish it was standardized turn. Like when I place the order, if they would say, you're going to get them in 6 weeks, which I think is how long the turnaround time is. You know, they have to order union-made t-shirts from Arkansas. And then they have to get them and print them and all these things. And so I get that quick turnaround does not mean a week and a half. It means 4 weeks is what I think it should be. I think it should be 3 or 4 weeks, but maybe there's other huge orders or something. So,
well,
it's a lot.
My book is my publisher contacted me. They will print it in paperback.
Yes.
But I feel like it's because I sent an email like a week ago. Great, sign me up. I want 100 right now, and I haven't heard back. I'm like, oh, is this going to take forever? Why? The book publishing industry, you're fucking struggling, and you take forever to do anything that's just simple. That's just easy.
Except, is it? Like, I mean, you look at other people's jobs from the outside, and it might be harder than we know.
You can order the same book at a different company, and they'll get it to you. Why can't the actual publisher turn it around that quickly? They're like whales, and they don't know how to turn around in a sea of fish. You know, it's so annoying.
It's a hell of an analogy.
Figure it out.
Right. Let's do a break.
Okay.
And let's do Comic of the Week. She opened for me at Bombs Away in Cincinnati, and her name is Ossia Dwyer, and it's spelled Ossia, I believe, right, Kyle?
Yes, indeed.
And then Dwyer, like Bill Dwyer, but
Yep.
Dwyer, not related. Dwyer, but she was great. She didn't have to do that much time because there was also a guest set, but she did a different 15 each show.
Cool.
And it was interesting. It was unique. It was smart. I liked it. It was personal.
Nice.
And so Cincinnati comic, Ossia Dwyer.
Her Instagram is Dwyerol at DWYEROL. Go follow.
There you go. Dwyerol.
Bill Dwyer, I saw on Instagram maybe or Facebook, was like in the hospital he had a heart, like an undiagnosed heart defect maybe that
Oops.
they found and fixed in time, but was pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is crazy. That sounds like a lot. I wish I had some short sets, except for I'm still so tired.
Right.
Because I got home yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe we need a new mattress. We've had it, I think, about 12 years. I don't think you're supposed to have a mattress more than 10.
Oh.
If you have the income to replace a mattress.
I'm trying to think if Marin has mattress commercials because you could get a podcaster discount, but I don't think he is. I don't think I've heard any in a while. Are mattresses doing podcast ads anymore? It was like an epidemic.
There was an epidemic. I was also, since I joined Costco, I was thinking maybe we could get a mattress at Costco.
Yes, for sure.
But I'm wondering if we get to bounce on it. Do we get to go?
I don't know. I can't.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Costco to know.
I can't tell
you. But yeah, I literally am so tired. And now the cat, Andy the cat is, how the dog has the diabetes. Mm-hmm. And the cat has some sort of kidney failure because she's 18. And it's not failure. It's just some sort of, but we're supposed to shoot her up now. This is an indictment against my 2003 album, It'll Never Be Bread, and the LA Pet Joke, track number 10. I don't know if that's true. But feel free to go listen, and feel free to buy Bread. Feel free to buy that album. I could use the cash. Let's do it.
Okay.
But I don't know how to shoot up a cat. The cat is much different. We have to shoot up the dog twice a day. It's easy. He's got a scruff. He doesn't feel it. Tiny needle, insulin. The cat, it's some sort of water saline drip or something.
Jackie.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Let the cat go. Both you guys. You're busy people. You've got games to play. You've got wives to take to the airport. This cat's 18. It wants out. It's not supposed to live this long.
I think cats, but Andy's not a reliable. Whenever I would ask about the iguana, about Tiberius, I'd say, how long do iguanas live? When we first met, he had the iguana for probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. He said, they live to be about 10 or 12. Mm-hmm. And then at 10 or 12, I said, how long do iguanas live? He said, about 15, 18 years. And at 18 years, I said, how long do iguanas live? He's like, like 20, 25. And at 20, God. I asked, he said, you're about 25, 30. The iguana died at 23. So.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that cat, Jackie. But,
cat's real nice, though. Nice cat.
I didn't say it was mean. Okay. I just said it's lived a long time. And the dog, do you have to do this for the rest of the dog's life? You have to do 2 shots a day? Yeah,
there's no cure for diabetes.
Guess what? Say goodbye to Charmy when that level of medical care is needed. Yes.
What?
I don't care.
Yes. All right. I will fucking clip this out and send it to you 10 years from now. And I'll say, what are you doing? Well, I bought a baby carriage for Charmy and I'm just pushing her around now.
If I still have that fucking dog 10 years from now, I will be furious, enraged.
Why? You'll just be, what will we be? 80? So...
According to every man commenting on my Instagram, I am 80 already. So, I have that Gen X men joke. Yeah. So, Acme recut it, and they did a nice job with cool
cool
captions. So I took theirs that they cut up and posted, and I reposted it a couple days ago. There's a couple clips that do all the work for me.
Yep.
I spent all this time cutting up crowd work clips for nothing, and then I'll just repeat one joke for a year and a half, and that's where half my followers come from. It makes no sense to me.
Right,
So
and you're catching up, with you're pushing 90.
I have like 87. Well, here's the thing. So I threw it out again, on Instagram, and I don't know how it made its way to every divorced man on the internet, right? They are commenting like crazy, and I got 800 followers today and over 200 comments, all of them telling me I'm ugly, old, they wouldn't fuck me, my voice is grating, all that kind of stuff.
Thanks for the numbers, fellas.
Thank you. I did a little post. I'm like, thanks, guys. I got 800 new followers because of this. Appreciate you.
Right. That's awesome. I'm trying. I saw that post and I thought, what am I not posting that could use to be posted again? And so I could get an announcement from Instagram saying this isn't eligible for monetization. Because they have nothing. Like I swore, or Guy Branum swore today on this Dork Forest thing, that actually is a great clip about the Byzantine Empire. Guy Branum dorks out for an hour about the Byzantine Empire. Nobody else has that in their brain box. That was a delight. And but he said the word shit, or I did, so it's not gonna. They won't monetize it.
Oh,
because it's got swears.
You can't boost it?
You can't, you won't, I might be able to boost it, but they won't put ads on it, and they won't, I
don't even know how to monetize on Instagram. I don't even know what you're talking about. That, to me, that's YouTube talk.
Oh, it's on Facebook and Instagram as well. This just last month, January, $35, Laurie.
Where's that option? Do I have to sign up for something?
Probably. Yeah. Just go to the professional dashboard and look around. There'll be a way.
Why can't it be like Sound Exchange, where they just keep the money until you find out about Sound Exchange, and then all of a sudden you have this bonus of several $1,000s you didn't know about?
Right.
But Sound Exchange they're praying that you don't find out they exist.
I don't know that. Is that true?
I don't know. I would. That's money you keep in the bank. You collect the interest until the comic finds out that they have that money.
That's true. And I will say this, is that I do wish that they would keep it until it was $100 and then send it. Because to receive $27.30 is nothing I'm looking for. It's just a slap in the face. Yeah.
It really is. Don't remind me. Right.
CD Baby is how I released my first album. I self-released it. And they've since, I don't know if they haven't gone completely out of business, but they've stopped carrying comedy albums. So they sent me back the 2 hard copies that they had held on to for 25 years. And about a year ago, they also said, hey, we're not collecting the streaming money on this anymore. So you might as well take it all back. And so I gave it to Dominic Del Bene.
Oh, yeah. Didn't this happen about 2 years ago? Jackie, are we repeating 2-year-old stories about CD Baby now?
Sure. It's because CD Baby would wait until they had $100 is the point.
Oh.
That's what I knew there was a point to this. God knows when I would get to it. Just keep plugging along, Kashian. All right.
Well, yeah. Stressful times.
Oh my gosh. Yes. There was a guy as I got off. So I had to make this flight in Vegas. So I stand up and I say to the people around me, if you do not have a connecting flight, I would like to get off before you.
Sit the fuck down.
Right. I didn't say that. I said it very politely.
Oh, okay.
And everybody there were 3 responses. Sure. Oh, okay. And just nodding, silent nodding. Right. It was 11 o'clock at night. There's no reason for anyone to, I didn't expect a lot. So I get up and I'm in Delta Comfort. So I get up to, first class and there's a guy just milling about.
Of course.
And I said, I have a connecting flight. Can I get ahead of you? Can I go before you? And he said, I don't care.
What?
And right. And I said, great, thank you. And he goes, I don't care. And I said, well, then would you move? And he moved and he mumbled the words, I don't care.
What the fuck?
And so I think he was talking about something else that he didn't care about. I don't know what it was, and I don't want to know.
Weird.
But I was like, yeah, all right. I genuinely have to get to number 41.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was a lot. Anyway, the Alice Fraser is doing a run in England. She's an Australian comic, former comic of the week.
Yep.
She was just on the Dork Forest talking about romance novels. She wrote a book called A Passion for Passion.
Cool.
And but she's doing stand up all over UK. And and then she also has a podcast on the Bugle. Yeah.
How long can an Australian comic do comedy in the UK? Like indefinitely because of the Commonwealth?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah.
That's nice.
Like, I wonder if Greg Fiddler, who married this very nice woman from Australia, they moved there in 2016 because they had a small child. And I don't know if he became an Australian citizen.
I would.
They are now divorced.
Oh, right.
Right.
But he still lives there?
But just because his son is 12. And he's actually the primary caregiver.
I mean, I know it doesn't happen in this country, but if your child is a resident or a citizen of a country, the parent should be able to be one too. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you know what? Tell the Prime Minister of Australia, Laurie Kilmartin said so.
Whenever I talk to him, I assume it's a guy. So
because he's a dick. I forget. I don't know much about him off the top of my head, but I just remember reading something going, maybe it's a previous one, but the second one's a guy too.
Yeah. I think the previous one was really bad, and this guy's slightly better, if I remember correctly.
I don't have much left in me.
You're not wrong.
This is a tough 2 weeks because I have no downtime, and I just did so many gigs during this Oscar writing time where I was zooming in, that private.
So is everybody else in the room?
A couple people are zooming, but now everyone's in the room. It's the last 2 weeks, and we're all there. We're shooting something that was my idea on Friday.
Right.
Pretty exciting.
Congrats.
If it all works out, there's an incredibly cool cameo if this person agrees to do it. But it's just a tagline, so they don't have to. It'll be fine without it, but that would be really cool. But I don't know. It's like I've been trying to get a writing job for so long since Conan ended, and I've done so many packets, and I'm like, oh, maybe I just suck now. And then it's like, no, I'm actually writing stuff that's going to be on the Oscars, so I don't suck. So what's the problem? I don't know.
Right.
Maybe people are just hiring people they know pretty well, and it's not a blind read or something. I don't know. It's and
you
also
can't tell. It's really hard to tell.
The entire industry is collapsing and falling apart. Also, so there's hardly any jobs.
Yeah,
it's terrible. I'm just so thrilled to have a job for a couple weeks. All of us are. We're all so excited to be in a room together and have fun and try to figure shit out. It's been really cool, and it's going to end in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Did you get your insurance re-upped or whatever?
No, I'm not making enough for insurance, so I still have to. That's a December thing I have to worry about. But when I go to New York, I'm gonna for 3 days. I'm gonna work with somebody who's working on a script with me, and I haven't been. It's been. I think I told you this is really hard for me to focus on because it's kind of like a off of my
Oh,
mom
right. It's
dying
about your
and stuff.
mom. Yeah.
And it's not, it's inspired by, and then it's
Right.
becomes fiction and stuff. But so she obviously can do that without having all that stuff hampering her. So I'm just gonna sit there, and we're gonna
Right.
stare at each other and fucking finish it, and then
Yeah.
try to sell it. Now, if I could sell it, that would be really cool, and then that would
Right.
get me health insurance for another year. I
That'd
hate
be
living
great.
like this. It's just, this country's so dumb,
Yep. Yep. You're not wrong. I had a weird dream last night where Chris was. I guess it was weird where Chris was sitting in her chair,
Mm-hmm.
and I went over and I gave her a big hug and I held her hand, and I woke up and I was like, oh my God.
Aw,
It was like really, it was both sad and really cool. So
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah, it was a sweet one. But you guys, I don't know.
We're so close.
What if we
Jackie,
do an
we're
hour
dying.
10 in 3 weeks? What say
Well,
we
we've got
owe
a
you
second
10
break, too.
minutes? Oh, let's
Oh.
take a quick break.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And we're back. How about we do after the Oscars, we'll do one that's 10 extra minutes, because I'll have lots of Oscars shit to talk about.
Right. You'll have, we'll do
Ooh.
it. We'll do an extra bonus, and we'll also do a Zoom. We'll do a Zoom show.
Yes,
Maybe
for
we'll
our
do another
Patreons.
benefit.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
for the
gotta do another
Patreons
benefit.
of the Max Fen.
Yes, we got to do another benefit for sure.
Yeah, because the money's slowed down going over to
dramatically, and
yes.
yeah, in fact, somebody else's GoFundMe came across my my timeline. It was like
Well, me
woefully
too.
underfunded. I think you donated. I saw you donated like $100, right? That
Yeah,
lady.
right. Yeah, that lady.
Gosh.
It was she's a friend of mine.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Do you remember the movie The Banker?
No.
Anyway, she wrote that. And yeah, she used to work at the closed captioning company I work at.
Oh, okay,
She's a
cool.
good friend of mine. And yeah, so yeah, my brain is about to melt into a puddle. So we promise you guys an extra 10 minutes after the Oscars. How about that?
Yeah.